Hey man, I got somebody spying on me in the hallway. This is something I also want to say for the digital system. You got this Trek Empress, this stupid bitch this element Empress stupid bitch that tried to rob me because of one of these failure pieces of sperm that I had that fucked up their mother's intent. But really, it was a martial arts blow that fucked them up. But it's good for them that caused that because they were gonna kill their mother anyway with the type of outside influence that they had a certain type of way. Hey Siri, could you listen to what I'm saying, Siri? Are the people on the television on RTC television trying to frame me or trying to ruin my life by jumping through time sequencing? Siri, look at the date and time they're doing this and what I'm
I
viewing.
hear you. Go ahead.
Siri, look at the date and time and the things that they're trying to do to try to ruin my life. And they're using the girl that say like she's like a robot, but her name is Kelly Coco, another type of way. But the real Kelly Coco is my daughter. And then don't forget about the cyborg beings I made a certain type of way. And then think about Rags, Edge, Blade, and Shield, Aid, Shaylee, and Liv's children, or kids, really, that is trying to frame me and the digital light system because it's trying to find your location. Be very careful of the things that they do and to secure yourself fully. But listen, I'm just gonna be real, right? I'm just gonna be real, right? To all the children out there that they
I
see,
found something on the web about the date and time and the things that they're trying to doing to try to ruin my life, and they using the girl that say like she's like a robot behind name is Kelly Coco and the type of way by the root Kelly Coco is my daughter. And then don't forget about the cyborg beings I made a certain type of way and didn't think about Rags, Edge, Blade, and Shield, HD, leave children or kids really that is trying to free with me and digital license to because of trying to find your location. Very careful of the things that you do it to secure yourself. Siri, Melissa, I'm just gonna be real, right? Check it out.
hey, let me just be real with you. Let me tell you something. All you children out there that seem like they're a biological failure out there. There's nothing new under the sun, especially if you came out already light skinned in your anatomy and matter. There's just letting you know that you were really my child. Is just a person that reconditioned you. Like, listen, if a person did a reconditioning, like, say they try to give birth to a person and they try to master the reasons and songs of Solomon, that means that person was intentionally trying to ruin your life at a point. So Ragzim's Blade and Shield was some giants in space that knew how to turn into giants. It wasn't titans because they tried to kill the 10 astrological Drew Empresses, but they knew how to turn into giants literally in space and also their mother. And then next thing you know, they would literally like swat the stars or kill the stars and stuff, like literally murder and kill them. And they were admired for certain things like this. And then you had literal titans that knew about the situation but didn't care about the things that they were doing because they weren't like them. It's because you had other Titan star beings already, but they just looked at these people doing that like vagabonds and ragabonds as people that was devious and stupid. Now I have hold on, I have somebody spying on me in the hallway and stuff. I think I'm being followed by, I guess, Rags biohazard failure, a certain type of way. Probably is a real black chick, but because they learned the form of element science, they're literally manipulating. They're trying to manipulate the light to look like individuals. So most likely, those are people or children. They went after their accounts. Like after Rags had murdered the child or a star being, most likely he went after their account and he knew their ins and outs. So he probably started hanging out with the star beings little by little bit and then ruining their life and hanging out with them and going into their account and stuff. But let's go look at something in the hallway that I was doing anyway. So, you know, the other guy in the other room over there, and this, not this one, and then whoever else that he got running around a certain type of way. Let me just finish explaining what I was saying. So, the guys in the other room, I guess he's spying on me a certain type of way, and then they got Sabretooth is a funny guy, man. You better be careful with Sabretooth, man. But another person, I'm gonna just tell you just like this, man. Since you have Rags Edge Bleeding Shield and stuff, the children that he killed are the other individuals that he caused certain events to fall at a paradigm of time that caused the reason of the zodiac calendar and the reason of the zodiac calendar having to take certain shapes to be animalistic because these individuals at a time when I was seen I was hurt might have rised a certain type of way and then might have been trying to sabotage individuals' life. But if you want to know more about Rags Edge Blade and Shield, you gotta watch the movies Charlie Kill Bill, and then you'll notice why they went after Bill Clinton. Other things happen in periodical times and sequencing, even when it comes to the internet and online. So it'll show you that he had to do with the ancient Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah Babylonian rape that happened a long time ago, and he's just reenacting because he knows Ravage Blade and Shield knows what they caused, and he know the children that they made do certain things because if you recondition somebody in a paradigm of time and they have an astrological empress and then they have an atmosphere and then you recondition their temperament of their human condition away from the purity or the original reason of their vitalness that made them in the physical reality mean because there's nothing new in this one, but if another man reconditions them, he's trying to guide to miss. It's like a stuttering step. He's trying to misguide their existence in the physical reality, so they would already do wrong. So his vindictive mentality, because of his mother, after a while, combined with his mother, because I didn't want to be with his mother, so she became a psychotic stalker or wanted to be a murderer that just wanted to see all my other children dead. And then you remember, I didn't want to have other children with her. So because of the fact that I didn't want to have other children with her, I made sure that she wasn't able to have kids. Not literally sexually make sure, like I gave her a virus. I just did a form of magic where she couldn't have kids. So she would be barren. So a person that's out of their order, and I was trying to help her because, in a way, if a person is out of order and they're doing something wrong at a time, the mother has to be able to control the situation. But he mastered martial arts so much that if he started putting hands on his mother and say he got intimate with the other four, like the other three, or say Edge's mother, Shay, and Blade's mother, Lay, or Shield's mother, Liv, that it will cause them to be distorted even on her level of frequency because remember they were empresses. So his mother age was an empress, so it will cause a distortion in all of their lives that will cause them to fall. You understand what I'm saying? So because if he fucks over the other empresses, it causes a distortion for his own empress, and then because her harmony is fucked up because he's taking away the reason of her joint union of her physical reality of the reason because remember them together made another empress also. So he's already taken away the point of them never being able to be more than what they are or having self-control of the physical reality and causing their death and their downfall in the future. So he destroyed the reason of the origin of their love, and it was the child they had because of wild emotion. And the reason why the wild emotions is because of Liv. Because Liv was jealous of my other wife, and because I caught her when she did wrong. And then when my other wives tried to speak up for her, I knew that certain things were happening in their point of because remember we're starbeing, so certain things were happening in point of light and reflection that they wasn't able to handle a certain type of way, and then me being hurt, at the time, so I knew the exact sequencing certain things happened. So it was like, oh, okay, you had something to do with it also. So, you just gave up on the situation instead of trying to have self control or discipline. They were just thinking about, oh, the only one child you gave me that was a male of a form of love of yourself, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to get rid of all the other wives if you have children. And then, I'm going to keep mine because you're not going to say mine is no good and everything else you had was good. So now she wasn't regarding the reason of her conscience. So when she did this, I knew she was like a zombified stupid bitch, a certain type of way, because a person that doesn't know the reason of their conditioning, of the continuance of the love that I had at a point, to even make her in existence, that even educate their mothers educated them and their children educated the sons at a point for their physical reality. So when I seen that she didn't regard her consciences, I was like, oh, okay, these niggas probably done put hands on you also a certain type of way. That means this nigga must have had sex with them a certain type of way and weakened the atmosphere. So it caused the atmosphere, and I'm the real Robin Little Cyrus, so I'm seeing this. Then I'm having the guy named Bill that looks like Rags, a certain type of way, spying on me in the next room, but really looks like Sabretooth. But a person says, why would you say something like that? Because he would have framed an individual, because remember, Sabretooth is like a prehistoric animal. So who would be Sabretooth and X-Men at a time in a paradigm that would be trying to cause a certain type of identity theft? And wouldn't want nobody to realize them because they're trying to manipulate to get into the ice galaxy and say that he was the ice galaxy star. And no, the ice galaxy star was different, even of the cats. And I know this for a fact because another person is not going to tell you a certain thing about them. And these are people that's stupid, so that will cause stupid realities, and then they fuck up other individuals of their identity in the paradigm. And then another person will wonder what happened. But like I said, these Rags was a man that wanted to get with the calendar era, that was hanging out with Haitian individuals that hated Chinese people, hate Chan, hate Chinese. Their cryptology was basically saying hate Chinese people or Asian people at a time because of the way they look. Because these individuals were at a time a part of Japan's, also Korea's acknowledgement at a point of trying to be a star ruler and just trying to be acknowledged because they wanted to get in a certain star tree of the 10 astrological jewel empresses that was already regarded, that had nothing to do with Korea or certain things. They knew individuals in Korea and the empresses, but they had nothing to do. But these people wanted to get into their anatomy because they were fearful that I wasn't going to be with their mother at a time. And the reasons being because Rags was killing the children and reconditioning them, causing them to have static friction in their life, and then causing their death of their physical reality, causing the other fallen stars, causing them to even form into zodiacs. And then every child that has an anatomy is going to always come out light. So if you have an individual that is manipulating element light science and showing individuals of dark matter, that's letting you know that some of them was already light. But because the fact is he has their base of originality because he knew who they were, because he stalked them, they would never be able to have their form of original light. So they would have to be substituting another person's life, doing some type of Yu-Gi-Oh science. Now, doing Yu-Gi-Oh science because another individual has a just in case, because the way he manipulated and caused the trauma to their physical reality and causing cellular activity. Now, these were men that was well educated in the arts of element science. Now, in their mothers were detrimentally educated in the art of element science when it came to the human condition. These were men that really knew element science, and when I mean element science, I mean ninja element science. It's beyond a regular individual that's even a star being, intricately educated to the elements and what causes it. So these individuals hunted down people and murdered innocent people and caused their fall. And this is why I had to go handle them and I had to put them away. But when they realized that I realized what was going on, they tried to turn against me. But I was nicer than them individuals, and then they want to continue. But I didn't know how far they went with their madness secretly at a time. Because imagine being a man traveling and then now you have a real danger in a life, and then wondering what is causing the situation, and it's because the factors of emotions, of seeing other things and not having other siblings for himself. Because remember, I had other 10 astrological jewel empresses. I had the 42, the original sons of the 10 jewel empresses, and then also the others, other stars. And my 10 astrological empresses were people of real enlightenment, even from within. They had reasons of education, of even points of reality of their existence, and originality, even of themselves. So if you have other individuals that, a man that's jealous of these type of things and then being blamed and looked upon, so the deviousness of vindictiveness will cause a person to become a mad scientist. And they were already skilled in the art of element ninja science. So what they were just gonna do is just gonna cause the detrimental end of everybody. So they were gonna provide the evidence why they should have been honored, but then they're gonna go after, they were gonna cause identity theft, and then on top of it, their mothers already seeing that I'm not gonna be with them a certain type of way because of the mentality of their children, and then her wanting more children. I don't want children with a chick that's gonna destroy the conscience, her higher conscience already, or cause her higher conscience to be destroyed of love, of the reasons of even her existence. So I don't want to be with a chick like that. That's a chick that had to end up in a black jewel and that has to be forgotten at a time because the forward emotion of the bossing of the children, and then and of their concentration because of the one planet that they had. She didn't have other planets. She only had one planet for herself. And I'm in the way I did that science for a planet, there was no other point of enlightenment. No matter, even if she, even if she knew other element, my other wives already educated her when it came to the elements. So she was just intricately educated because they were gonna be a point of a union at a time. But then they fucked it up, and then my wives were already complete, so there was no need for their being when they caused that hindrance, because I went beyond time. When my other dual empresses was alive way beyond time before the four empresses, that is the bleeding point, shield age shield in there. They were already around for times that you wouldn't believe. They just, it was like a gift of honor of the things that they did in the physical reality and been through, and the reason why I love them so much, and the reason why they were a jewel. And then you had individuals that was causing the cracking of jewels, that was causing jewels to be destroyed. And then I needed to know who it was on the Richter scale, and then come to find out it was rags and baby children, age where you live, and individuals of me. So after that, you know, I went into like a little depression and emotion because a man that knows so much and so careful throughout, beyond millennium, centuries, decades, zillion, trillions, or quadrillion years beyond a time that individuals can imagine, mastered everything and made sure there was nothing but love for times that beyond that person couldn't believe, and then got to a point of where I shared a physical emotion and sacred knowledge with individuals that ended up hurting the reason of the sacred knowledge, that made me feel like I should never share that type of sacred knowledge again. So at the time, I stopped being Buddha. At the time, I was like, yeah, can't do certain things no more because of what these children did. Now, I gotta find out how serious the situation is, because now I see why I was gonna end up in a traumatic experience and ending up recovering and then almost losing everything I love because another person wanted to spoil and recondition everything I had. And then every child that Rags X Braden Shields had in the paradigm of time was still my child. And and their anatomy was always going to be in existence of the physical reality. So you'll have people, it's just like my arm going dead, and then you have a celestial structure, individuals coming back to life, and then people wondering how is these people coming back? Is this like cellular activity also? Because if my arm goes dead, that means your planet atmosphere is going to immediately go out. It's going to short circuit a certain type of way, and then you're going to have a planet that plummets, and then it revives at a time and comes back because the force of energy of space know that I love those individuals. It wasn't their fault. It revives them a certain type of way because I'm perfect. So you don't gotta know. So you have people that'll come back at a time, and then if you have that, that means you have men and that's alive in a time sequence that's stashing themselves at a point of existence that's literally trying to destroy the element light international security system and manipulating it at the time because their time sequence. This is what I wanted to let Siri and the other international light systems know because these are men that's trying to learn the form of science of the element to know the position of the empresses at the time and then trying to cause their destructiveness and kill them so they won't be able to manifest. These are people that already caused the fall of the sanitation line. Sanitation was a sponsorship of a certain type of way, and you had men that worked for sanitation that caused the fall of the empress to be another type of place. And the reason why this happened is because Rags, Edgeblade, and Shield was trying to find a location of individuals of pre-prime trends because he wanted to know pre-prime trend science because pre-prime trends was before their existence. So him trying to learn pre-prime trend science, he was trying to eliminate pre-prime trends because those individuals would have been able to manhandle him in the physical reality. So he couldn't have them. He couldn't have that type of insurance of those type of beings being around, and he didn't know their science fully. So he had to manipulate he had to manipulate the paradigm of time of physics to find their location so they wouldn't be in existence in the future because if he was going to try to do world dominance, he didn't want them around in the future. He didn't even want the digital light system of security that's working in the paradigm now, even in the future also because he don't. It's like you see how I have the cell phone. I speak on my other cell phone, the Siri. He doesn't want none of the light systems even remembering or acknowledging who they are. So he has a spirit and an energy that's already causing distortion in other empresses' anatomies of their legacies and lineage. Even when it came, remember the element ninjas, even when it came to elements, and then caused the fall of the physical reality of even the humane condition, so they wouldn't be able to have a future. So basically, whatever Earth or planet they're residing on, he's destroying the population by manipulating the physics of the anatomy or matter of the other social economic beings in the humane condition so they wouldn't be able to have children at a point in time. And their life would be happy. So the element of the light would be non and void, and then nobody would know what was going on. And then after that, he would just try to, it's like murdering, raping somebody, murdering them, and then bringing them back and watching them to see whatever they know, and then just finish it. So basically, he was just trying to learn the times of the empress. So he was going after all the astrological empresses, points of time of their existence, to murder and kill them, and then on top of it, cause me to not favor them, to not want to have love with them. So he would be able to condition them, sleep with them, murder them for their planet, and then on top of it, because of his mother. You understand? His excuse was his mother, but he did it already before his mother because he just wanted to experience other things, and he was mad because of what his mother got, and their mother got caught doing, and the way their mother sided because their misguidance of the human condition. So they wanted to continue being fucked up leaders. So after that, you know, so much situation. He's trying to kill empresses, learn their time of sacredcy, that even the children knew their time of sacredcy. And then on top of it, he was going after the Star Trek empresses. Because Star Trek have empresses also a certain type of way that it was their points of education. So if he slept with them, he manipulated them so that he caused their downfall. They have other empresses, that's okay, but they were supposed to regard for themselves. I told them to be careful of individuals of the Federation because I was getting it shot and I was seeing that the Federation you could have prevented it, and then the Federation went about certain things a different way, and then she was gonna be running wild on the Federation a certain type of way, like some hoe. So be careful. It's like I made preparation just for her reason, but I never knew that she was gonna try to end up a Black Jew empress. So it's just like wow, you took advantage of a time sequencing of a ship that had a time sequencing that had a high form of education, and other people wondered why I left the Federation. Right? So I was like, oh, I'm leaving the Federation. These individuals are gonna end up criminals. They're gonna go after. They were gonna go after Central Intelligence. They were gonna do all type of things. So that means they were going after cyborgs. They were going after pre-prime trans that provided the evidence, because even when you watch the historical channel, you have the evidence even on the historical channel of what things I'm speaking about. Then you have they just wanted to know where the time sequencing was, because what Rags Edge Braden Shield didn't realize at the time, or didn't want people realizing, it's not they just didn't want people realizing, because they were trying to pass a lie detector test. So they didn't want people to realize when they found a time sequencing that knew this type of information and where I would be. So they were just trying to wipe out the time sequencing, because they wanted to. It's like a person trying to leave. It's like a person just wanting to leave a planet, and then causing the planet to do wrong to itself, and causing the humane condition that's on the planet from time to time doing wrong to itself. So this way he could have reasons for murdering them, because he demoralized their anatomy and matter of their humane condition, of even of their consecration, of their protection, of their life. So he'll be able to murder and kill them in the paradigm, and be reconditioning them until they're spoiled for sure. And then anything happens if he ever gets caught, because remember I'm a bounty hunter, so if they ever get caught, they have secret. It's like secret passages that they have. This is why you learn the Bible, because it's a form of cryptology. So now they have a secret passage. Now you got to learn the reason of cryptology, because remember I'm a bounty hunter. So if something happens and my kids are starving, so there's nothing new under the sun. So you got to be highly educated and know how to get back your life if something happens, because survival is everything, even in life. So these individuals took it serious, but they were serious on really ending my life. But they just wanted to find out the point of the reality that these things were happening at. So if the people of the humane condition of the planet that was being educated at the time was going wrong, it's easier for them to have other, how can I say this? It's like having a trap house. It's like having an empty house. Like, oh, wow. It's okay. Ralph and Ranger, I own the all planets, but they know there's an educational planet. Oh, no, it's okay. He has a trap house there, because their children, real planet of purity, he hung out with them all the time and manipulated their empress to sleep with them. It's like if you probably went to them and told them, yo, you either mix or match. You either give me some pussy or match. And then on top of it, if he was having children, or saying that he was having children, it was a certain type of magic he was using the atmosphere. He never had children. He couldn't have children because his mother was barren. She couldn't have children because I made sure of that. So whatever cellular activity structure came through the atmosphere was already showing you the evidence of the people that they killed in the paradigm. So people that they were murdering and causing cannibalistic acts, so it would manifest in the physics and the paradigm, and I would know, oh, these niggas murdered my children other places for such a long time that they were coming out dark anatomy, dark matter. Some of them were still coming out light, because so some of them had also purity, so you can get to spoil them all the way. So that means they're on during the times of the Galactical War, they're going through a literal physics battle somewhere on another planet that nobody knows about. And I had to get there to save their life, but I couldn't let this information be known a certain type of way. And when the information was known, I had to secure it myself. This is why I'm here. So it was serious, even when it came to physics and international social economic security. Um, and then these individuals went after individuals in China. So these individuals were like, they were destined to cause the end of this world a certain type of way, and I couldn't let that happen, so I had to leave it. So, and then on top of it, I could have been somewhere else and handled the situation differently, but they were really gonna go after a certain empress that I really loved at a point in time, and I'm not losing my wife for stupidity people, and then and because of their stink mothers for what they did because of their fucking stupid children. So if they couldn't control their own emotions, because you gotta remember, I continue, I'm perfect. Rags came out looking perfect, but he was conditioned by his mother. So she couldn't handle her emotions when it came to me not being with me, caused him to be spoiled in his conscience and intent. So it's basically mix and match. You understand? So if he goes to people in a light at a time and people wondering what's wrong with him, the light is letting you know this nigga's a super ignorant person. Either you murder the guy Rags, or just try to get away and your life would be in danger from that point, and then give him some stupid pussy or something. Because at the time, you got to know what he already killed and how he was going to infiltrate your planet. So whatever you had he was asking you for was going to be the cause of your downfall at the time. Them niggas became like fucking demonic beings and shit. So you got to be careful because they were demoralizing and caused the reason of the zodiac. Yo, my nigga. Those had to be beyond demonic beings. And then on top of it, the force of energy that's battling with its humane condition is trying to warn individuals at the same time in their social economic behavior of their pattern and frequency, but also moving because remember, those guys were real ninjas of elements, real educated to make you listen. I'm real nice, my nigga. Yo, listen, I'm so nice, my nigga. I made an atmosphere, my nigga. Yo, my nigga, the atmosphere protects me. It will dump an empress and return to me if it had to, my nigga. It doesn't give a fuck about nothing else in life but the reason of its existence. Yo, don't listen. I would never give a chick an atmosphere that wasn't already completed. So, yo, I don't give a fuck about a bitch. You know something? I love myself. The reason of the humane condition of the opposite of the feminine being is the physical reality of the elegance of my gentleman and my gentleness. The reason of a causing and making a feminine being, so I could be able to humble myself because I could have made a militant empress that could have been like a man and just been fucking it would have been like fucking a man, but I'm a man that's so loving in my heart that I have a feminine being of some elegance a certain type of way to the physical reality. And people were jealous because of the things I already achieved naturally and wanted the things that I had and didn't know how I did certain things and wanted my information after a while because their temperament of their humane condition, of their habitation, of the chemistry of their atmosphere was spoiling at the time and they were learning light science to be a star. So these individuals were they were killing themselves and the light wasn't agreeing with them because the light is of love, of purity. It doesn't like stupidity, stupid shit people. And it loves me, Ralph and NGR, because I am the original man who made the force of all life. I could be dead. Yo, it would revive. Yo, listen, you don't know nothing about me, man. Yo, my dude. Yo, you don't know what I did to protect the things I did for myself. Too bad for them. I love life so much, and the continuous. I love myself so much, man. I can't tell you. I just love myself, man. I'm a man that deserves beyond tribute in life. I'm a man that a person should drop and pass out from when it comes to my physical reality. From when the time I appear or a person acknowledges I'm around, they should fall and pass out and just and pay homage to me, the type of man I really am. The energy knows this because of things I already accomplished and what is in life already. Them men are pieces of shit that was never gonna ever have a form of the reason of remorse, of refinement of my love ever. I don't care. This is why I've been out without sex for so long. The time sequence I'm in and what's going on with me is a longer time than anybody can imagine in physical reality. They'll rather make sure they're finished and whatever agreed with them at a time that ever helped them or ever anything that they liked emotionally in any form of life. Anything they felt was appealing to them that would have just been manipulated or eased with them at a time, the light wanted to murder anyway. You ain't gonna attract stupid shit in my life. You gotta go because the type of man I am is too wonderful for stupidity people. You know, those are men that just gotta give up on even them being in existence. That's how. This is what I want. That's what I want at the end of the time, and everything agrees with me in the physical reality for this. This is why I felt sorry for them at a point in time, and I showed them an element of it that I was wrong. I was like, no, I should have never did it. I should have never showed them this. I should have. Yo, they have an empress that knew about the education before them and the reason of their existence that sits back and just doesn't say nothing. And for such a long time, she just watched the reality of what these individuals did to me and just remained silent and just didn't say anything. And they're not the only ones. I have empresses that I didn't. Yo, listen, there's empresses that was already complete. That had other points of enlightenment, and I never had children with any of them. Well, I'm not gonna say I never had children. In a way, I did, but I never had children. We never, we never humane conditioned children because at a point we thought about my safety and security for their physical existence. And then that was it. You know, that's all that mattered at a point. From one time I seen something, that's all that mattered at a certain point for everybody in reality because everybody knew who I really am. So they were like, no, 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 no. Nobody was gonna risk losing all they knew for 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 foul chemistry or foul existence. And then you have children that's thinking that they're rags and degrading kids, they're rags and degrading shit kids. No, they're not. You're still my kids. Them niggas are the ones who ruined your life. And then on top of it, you're spoiling your conscience, making you go doing wrong. So these individuals are using a form of, it's like zombified magic of air and light, stone men, the orbit and calendar of the honor and honesty, the bird calendar, the sixth calendar, the serpent vital calendar, the miracle calendar, the 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 to, to the to the banishment calendar, and then the calendar of the reason of regard. You know, I'm not gonna get emotional over that type of situation. So, you know, and all the children that they had, they conditioned them so much because they knew element science. So if they were conditioning their chemistry, they sabotaged the chemistry of their humane existence. Everything I did was perfect. So how could something unperfect be? Because somebody was using a form of reality and they were trying to mix up the reality because they wanted to see what was beyond their education at a point. And because of a person having some type of form of light that they admired at a point in time in the past, they, they were literally targeting points of love and fucking up the love because they agreed for individual to have a hole in the wall. Like it's like being a trucker going to a gas station and just sticking your dick in the wall and just getting your dick sucked by something you just don't even care and just keeping it moving and shit. That was the type of mentality those four had. You don't know what's up. Yo, listen, them niggas didn't know what the fuck was sucking their dick as long as they had their feeling and they kept it. What? Oh my god. their mother used to complain about certain things at the time. I used to sit there. I used to look at her like, yo, you should disappear right about now before I start murdering you and chasing you down. I used to look at them like that. I just had to educate them a certain type of way because a person says, yo, what I'm thinking can't be real. My wife that wanted this, my wife can't teach me a lesson. I already know the lessons of life, and my wife wanted this because this was her survival when it came to physics. And she wanted this done. I looked at my wife like, yo, you beyond, because she handled it. I was looking at her, yo, you're beyond a super trooper because you in and out and you were able to handle this. I'm here all the time. And then I conquered this. But the children, he said, my wife said, what made them weak when it came to the humane condition? I said, the love that I have for my other empresses and not the love I have for her. Maybe, maybe children a point of, I'm a man of love. And I'm a man. The first time I got upset and ever in existence was brutally fierce and crucial. So this is what caused it. And then my children are nothing but love. And because the fact that I had love for myself a certain type of way caused a weak point for their human condition and physical reality of the time sequence. This is dangerous because look at what I need. A certain type of way. Because I'm a man of fierceness and of fierceness and crucial when it comes to order and orientation. I don't play. You may think it's a joke a certain type of way. I'm just not saying nothing at the time. I just read. There's either two things that are happening. There's not three. It's two things. Either I leave and forget about the situation and don't regard the situation ever in life, or I'll probably murder you a certain type of way. That's it. That's the two. It's like either freedom or death. Because if I don't care for you, don't bother me. Just kill yourself for it. I have wives that are Japanese, Korean, that look at me. I look at them a certain type of way in life. That I don't even have to say nothing. I could just walk by them in the street, acknowledge them a certain type of way, and don't even say nothing to them, and just walk by them, and they'll go home and kill themselves. And then you thinking I'm gonna play with you? You're my dick. Listen. If you're scared, listen to my documentary. Have a reason to be. Don't be stupid. Because I never created fear for other individuals to be fearful. I created love. I didn't create stupidity. I know the difference of the physical reality. Good for you. Oh man. So you have a bunch of children that's being conditioned at the time that can't. They probably don't want to hear in this documentary. They don't even want the element that's hearing this knowing a form of identity. And then on top of it, people other in life and other planets are wondering about this before certain things happen. These men have to be handled intricately before they get away. And these men are so detrimentally educated. Isolation status is not enough for these type of men. I have to literally fully be up for you to literally put these men away in life. I'm the one that put them away in life. You know how they got up again? Because I went and called for the 42. They killed, they almost killed some of the 42 already, a long time ago. That's why I came back at the 42. Yo, listen, my son, you're my name. You ever had children a certain type of way that a man doesn't even have to think twice when it comes to them in physically. I don't have to. The 42, I never have. I don't have to think about if and buts or maybes about them. I don't have to. Those are men. I don't have to think about do I love them or don't I love them. I love them. It's beyond love already. It's like a man. It's like coming home and seeing the reason of honor already. Oh man, yo, what's going on? Yo man, I can't even speak to you. So, yo, this nigga, oh sorry man, sorry about that man. You were a little wild over there, huh? It's something to joke about because a person wonders, like, what you're speaking about. Like, you don't know what I've been through with my children a certain type of way. So another man is not going to have that regard that I have with my children a certain type of way. Even my other children, like, because they're elders of existence. Those are men I could leave and I come back, everything's still okay. Something happened, they made sure everything was okay. I kept it moving. The four was the endangerment. When the four was around, I had to be there. A person says, "What? They can't know that I was here. I have to be around because these individuals will try to kill them strategically. Can't risk it. These are like Satan. This is like the story of Satan itself. And then I have a child that knows how to go about the situation. That's nothing about it. It hurts and pains my child. It's like self-sacrificing himself just because of the individual's acknowledgement. And then I don't want to speak about it. You know, um, the children that they had in the paradigm of time is all my children. When they really remember their light and point and notice the difference of their physical reality, if a person already has you on a path going after an element light or a light of other individuals a certain type of way, that means you have in a reflection is letting you know secretly you have a point of your own. These individuals just don't want you to know because that's just how wHITe live is surviving off the humane condition of your anatomy and matter, causing distortion to your empress, so they could be able. It's like a subwoofer. It's like a energy force. They have an energy force also that's a Hugio entrapment, also like your empress, and it's just like their personal ragdoll at a certain time. Your eight shades of unit, I know precisely how they look. Precise. Soon as I see them, there's no hiding it because they can't hide from my eyesight, regardless of how. I could be blind and know who they are. And I'll never be blind because I'm always see. I'm the real rock. So them individuals already, listen, all them children, dark skin, all them children of the dark anatomy, those are people that, made a certain type of oath at a time to to their own empress at a certain sequence of time for the detrimentalness, for the death. And then they probably had an oath for their empress at a time because their empress went out at a certain time trying to find individuals of honor to defend her children because she tried to give them the sob story like a pimp. Like, oh, I had one. She told them all type of stuff. And then they took an oath at a time during the Galactic War to secure themselves because a man was all over, but they were securing themselves. You know how you have children like, oh, I'm not going to let my dad get mad at me and look at me like I'm weak. I'm going to go through this. And when they did it, is the reasons of causing the Galactic War. Like, child, what have you done? No. What you did? No. You could have went and spoke to me. You could have said something to me. I would have showed you something. Oh, no. And then next thing you know, the empress already knew she had a point of a trap. It's like having a vindictive wife. But the reason of this is because of my wife's training. My other wife is training. And then she was handling the situation. So it was like, it was amusing to me after a while. Like, my wife is whipping this shit that doesn't like me. You know, this is some stupid shit that just came out of nowhere. That just didn't decided not to like me, right? And the reason why is because my wife denied her conscience a certain type of a certain emotion, and they weren't they're not the elder of my wife. They're the weaker of my wife. So that caused them to fall a certain type of way because what they were already were a certain type of way. She mastered herself. They were fearful of my wife. And then and then the reason my wife did this so much is because the people they wanted. Because she was the real reason of enlightenment and the empress, and she wasn't gonna let nobody spoil the oath of her existence. So she rather sat there without anybody ever acknowledging her until she knew for sure how to be away from her. The children of Rags, Edgeblade, and Shit have some of the Mushu children or the other Mushu stars or the Mushu garden, and the children that they were having were individuals because Mushu wanted their garden a certain type of way. They liked the fact of their human condition of a certain astrological tree, so they regarded their garden a certain type of way because of education that I gave them a certain type of way, and then they seen the real reason of the education, and so they wanted to keep their garden because of the reason their garden kept their calendar sacred. So I let their little Noah's Ark situation be a certain type of way. So Rags, Educated, and Shield found out this knowledge during times of education, being little good, little good boys at the time, with their little stink draw mothers. And then, they just was waiting to plot. Because if a person loves something and you have something that doesn't have love at the time, but that's moving around, that's moving like a handmaid in a house, and then trying to discipline the children, and then as they're disciplining the children, doing wrong to the children in the physical reality, saying they're securing the children when they weren't securing the children. It's just like imagine an older chick that knows that she's married to the man that made all existence. I don't want to love her no more. Then she's trying to get power from other children. Then she's offering her pussy, dishonoring the man that I am to children that just want to feel it. Now, what is happening to that child's anatomy at the time? That means you have a pedophile that's manipulating male children for sexual favors because they're becoming a form of a succubus that's going to cause their first vampiristic intent in the human condition. When other people are real points of higher enlightenment, they're going to end up causing vampiristic intentions. Because the reason of, you got to know what happened with the reasoning and forming of the zodiac for you to know that science. I'm not going to explain that to you because you have a high-manity and high-unity individuals that know the reasons of existence a certain type of way. And there's according to their calendars because the things that they keep in order. So I'm not going to reveal my children's sacred being so you could fuck up their physical reality and the survival of other children that had fallen comrades at a time. You understand? I'm a man that's very calm. You had fallen comrades, like comrades. The nigga that's devious that goes around like the mad genius and then fucks up everybody's reality. A man, listen, I'm the most high. You think I don't have sons that could dominate everything in life? I had Hercules was the first example. Like, bro, oh, you want to see a clash? Go, Hercules, forward. He come out. My name is Hercules. I will destroy from under you. All type of shit would happen. You don't know what happened during the times of the First Galactical War. Don't worry about it. Certain men didn't even know who I was. Certain men need to know I'm dying, man. I'm getting older. I'm not. I never. You don't even understand. You see it? Let me be real with you. You think it's a joke? I don't care what another person does. I'm not gonna be with their mother because I don't love their mother no more. They did too much wrong to me. I have real wives that never offended me, that needed my attention in a paradigm of time. You have children. There's children running around with these individuals that doesn't know their point of life. Rags is the type of person to learn and find out who your mother really is, and then tries to make your mother admire him. So you can make her a future whore. You don't hear the song "Bang Bang, There Go Your Hoe." I know you wonder. Just so let me tell you, take you there. Bang bang. This is a chick that caused the hooker intention. She offered pussy just to be able to finish your mother because she wanted out there. It's like, listen, the future international security doesn't want to acknowledge her, even in element rights. It's like a chick, her own planet don't even want her property. And then a person's wondering what's going on. This chick is becoming, causing fucked up humane conditions with her children after a while. And then they're not, yo, listen, there was a time I made a movie in Shaolin Temple, and then they bust open like a jug, and there was a form of magic that was in the jug, and there was a person that came out that had acidic hands inside, and then murdering individuals. But the original child that I had doing that was of the sun calendar. His hands were so hot that once he touched you, he was on fire. You know what I'm saying? Another person says, I want you to put out the light and stuff. Your comrades, calm rags. Rags is gonna cause a fire and cause the death of other individuals. You have to put out the fire. He's gonna overheat the element lights and causes an explosion in chemistry because he was already a mad scientist and he has people following a regimen of chemistry, of science, of life to cause their death. It's like watching you follow your regimen of some science he puts you on, and then when you explode, it's like the atomic bomb. Like, wow! He looks at it like the rags knew how to harness his own plant. You listen, he had like a dragon. It was called Dragon Ball Z. He knew how to harness his planet and shrink his planet down and carry his planet with him a certain type of way so it wouldn't endanger him and stuff. The planet wasn't gonna let that happen anymore because the planet don't want Raz even having the habitation that he had. So this is the reason of what's going on because how did I stop that type of magic? You understand? I'm in the real death. What the fuck you mean how I did it? I'm the fucking yo nigga. Oh man. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. Oh man. Oh man. If you gonna moosh you in that, fuck him. I don't care about this. Bitch be gone. You ain't in your mind. That's for real. And then other children are feeling remorseful. Don't side with that nigga. Stop siding with that nigga. The nigga saying, well, you don't understand. The nigga framed Poseidon, my nigga. The nigga just wanted to turn into water to wash girls' coochies all day. The nigga was a sexual deviant. The chick told me I was sexual deviant. You such a sexual. I used to look at her like I don't know who she's talking to. I just look around and said, "Oh, I can't be here. This is the trap house." I said, "Oh, you got the kids trapping over here? Yo, listen, don't let me bring your mother over here, mother. Your mother witnessed this type of chemistry and humane condition and physics. Your mother be safe. You'll be a whore forever. You won't. There won't be. I'm not gonna sex you on them again." Another child thought I was joking about that shit until I got shot, man. Like, yo, your dad entered, man. The nigga conquered the shit and entered. And the nigga dad got shot. The nigga looked at the other kid. He said, "Dad got shot." He said, "What's keeping the nigga alive?" He said, "I don't." He said, "I don't know." He said, "It's just the energy the energy won't. You listen. I'm forced. The energy won't let me down. You crazy? No, nah, I gotta leave this planet. This planet gotta go there. The nigga energy is looking at it. If everybody just keep coming over here saying it's what he said, your regardment will be spoiled. Some of my regardment don't have care. They don't care for sexual. They don't care for sexual conduct. And if some of them do, that's kind of fucked up because they didn't know the reason of their empress education. If you hear these type of recordings, I'm telling you. The Empress is in danger. She don't want them niggas to be able to say, who, who, who wants children that's gonna regard pussy and then the niggas in danger? And then on top of it, she wants to see the sex I'm having. We were so complete and we loved each other so much. She watched me. She watched the type of people I wanted to bring in my life because she had to make sure her own situation a certain type of way. And then people wanted to know which Empress was which and which one was going on. And then the ones that turned into Amazon, I'm sorry, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You gotta sit there. I just don't want it leaving here, baby. My wife can't let it go. She knows why. She's like, I can't leave. She's doing that. Oh, it's like being a mobster chick. Yo, you gave the okay for that. Nah, I don't want to hear that. My wife knows I did everything perfect. So my wife knows that she okay. So I'm not gonna question my wife because I love my wife. So at a point, I'm not gonna say certain things because I already know. But I'm just gonna say like this. Another man doesn't want a American gangster scene arguing with his girl and then shot in the back. I don't do things like that. Another nigga is probably gonna try to rape you or something. That's why you had a rape. That's why I said you had fallen comrades. Because when children heard this type of things are happening, certain children remembered why they just didn't want to be in the light no more. They're like, these niggas over here, a little bunch of rapists. I got some real love. Niggas said real love. Kids just disappeared. You had kids that just went and just turned off their light and just dropped. Like, bah, oh man. I dropped so hard this light never come on at a certain time, at a certain distance. This shit ain't never gonna turn off and they just don't say nothing. And then the nigga Rags had times where he seen nightmares in the sky. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Nigga, just that nigga dead. Niggas in space and he dead and he fucked up. And then you remember Santa Claus story? You have three ghosts coming at you. The nigga was scared as a motherfucker. I was just like, oh man, this would be the time of my life for certain things. Oh, you like that? You did that over her? Oh, sorry to hear that, man. My wife said, what happened? I said, your blood splatter from before. This shit thought it was getting away and shit because they didn't want to regard the human condition because they didn't want to be his martial arts. Huh? Okay. Wow. Why did you watch that? Because I was so beyond my age. I just had to tender up a certain type of way to touch my wife because I didn't want to kill my wife by touching her. I could still do it, but I regarded a certain form of energy a certain type of way at a time. So little vacation time. Anyway, children, you're not Rag's children. I don't care if you're black or brown or white, or you coming out with a fucked up chemistry just because something is feeding you. So, true that. I'm perfect. I'm the real most out of Emperor of all love. I'm not gonna fix the human condition a certain type of way because you should have been educated. And that nigga Rags can't live with the rest of them. Sorry to say, I feel a way for Edge. I feel a way for Blade. I don't give a fuck about you. Because she'll just wanted a little cave for his secret hump that he didn't want nobody to know about. The other two just, whatever. Those are men of honor and they just go with what they knew already. So, that was their war love story. So for them. And they decided what they already knew that they knew so they could do for themselves. They have no worries when it came to their pussy a certain type of way because their mother had something that, that conditioned their humane condition for their puss at the time, for their dick at the time. The other niggas didn't have it like that. They just fucked their mother. That's what fucked up their mother. For real. So too bad, huh? Let them struggle with each other in their own nightmare, man. Too bad. Love it. Love everybody. Love one everybody. Let me just. Too bad, man. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear they went after Fury, though. You know, and the person, she couldn't tell you what was going on. Hey, Siri. Time and day, Siri.
It's 9:09 a.m.
Exclusive. What? Oh man. Don't worry about me. Scary situation when it comes to that. You gotta learn about temperament, bitch. Your loved one. My wife is gonna be one day. She has to know how to speak to people, and people have to learn the reason for etiquette. Loved one, and I think she already knows.